Hello everyone, myself Mr. Nimesh G. Gandhi. I am working as an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going to discuss about numerical on hollow and composite cylinder, part 1. Okay, now we are going to discuss about example first. A hot combustion gases at 150 degrees Celsius flow through a hollow cylindrical pipe. It means here hollow cylindrical is given whose temperature initial first hot combustion gases at 150 degrees Celsius flowing through the hollow cylinder. It means gas will be flow through inside the hollow cylinder. So we are just consider one cylinder is there, hollow cylinder. We just consider one hollow cylinder will be considered, that will be our hollow cylinder is there. Okay, inside that cylinder, that is your thickness of the hollow cylinder, or we can say that inside and outside radius will be considered, and inside will be your hot gas combustion gases is there whose temperature is 150 degree Celsius. So we can say that that is your surface temperature of the, that is your, we are just consider hollow cylinder. That hollow cylinder first inside surface temperature is T1 and outside surface temperature is T2. Then inside radius R1 and outside radius is R2. Okay, so first of all we can say that a hot combustion gas is at 150 degrees Celsius flowing through the hollow cylinder, it means it will be flow inside the cylinder is there, so which is touched with the your inside cylinder surface of the inside cylinder will be considered. So that temperature T1 is given because inside of the that hollow cylinder that hot combustion gases are there. So inside temperature, or we can say that inside temperature of the cylinder is given, or we can say that that is the temperature of the combustion gases is given. So we can directly take T1 is equal to 150 degree Celsius. That is our given data. Then after the pipe 10 centimeter inner diameter, it means I will just consider that that is your inner surface is there. Okay, so that inner diameter is given how much? 10 centimeter. So we can say that D1 is equal to 10 centimeter inside diameter of the cylinder. D1 is equal to 10 centimeter. Okay, but we require the radius. So how it will be converted? So radius R1 is equal to D1 by 2, we can say that is your radius will be considered. Okay, so diameter, it means whole diameter, that will be your diameter. If I will consider that is your diameter D1. Okay, but we require radius, so half will be considered, diameter of the half will be considered, so 10 centimeter divided by 2, so it will be 5 centimeter your radius of the cylinder is 5 centimeter. Now we convert into meter, so R1 is equal to how it will be considered in the meter into 10 to minus 2 will be considered, so it will be 0.05 meter. That is your radius of the inside cylinder. Now inner diameter and 12 centimeter outer diameter, that is your our outer diameter is there, how much is given? 12 centimeter. So we can say that D2 is equal to how much? 12 centimeter. Okay, now we require similar way radius will be considered, so R2 is equal to 12 by 2, so it will be 6 centimeter, and then after convert into meter, so it will be 0.06 meter. Okay, so first R1 is over, R2 is over. Now outer diameter, the pipe is located in a space, it means that pipe is located, that we are just considered that pipe is there which is located in a space at 30 degrees Celsius. It means it will be located in a space, so at the time its temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, so it will be located in a space. We can say that outside temperature is given, and outside temperature is how much given? 30 degrees, because space is given, and space it means outside temperature is given, and outside temperature how much given? 30 degrees Celsius. So we can just take T2 is equal to 30 degree Celsius. That is your first. T1 is given that surface temperature, and then after that space, that pipe is located in a space, so we are just consider that will be space is there, and that outside temperature T2 will be considered 30 degree Celsius. The thermal conductivity of the pipe material is 200 watt per meter degree. It means that K is given, K is thermal conductivity of the pipe. So pipe material thermal conductivity is given. So that thermal conductivity K is equal to 200 watt per meter degree. Okay, then next, neglecting surface heat transfer coefficient. Neglecting surface heat transfer coefficient, it means what? Okay, we are neglecting the H. H means surface heat transfer coefficient. And what is H? Where we use H? Whenever we are just consider the convection. If you are consider convection, so at the time H will be considered. But here already mentioned that neglecting the surface heat transfer coefficient, it means H will be neglecting. That H will be neglecting, and H will be neglecting, it means what? Okay, convection are not considered. Convection are not considered. So it means what? Okay, only the rate of heat transfer take place by the conduction. We are not consider convection here. Okay, up to that. Now calculate heat loss through pipe per unit length. Heat loss will be calculated. So what is heat loss? What is how to denote it by the heat loss? So which is denoted by the Q. Already I told you. Okay, Q. Okay, per unit length is find out. It means Q by L is determined. Per unit length, it means Q by L. And temperature at the point halfway between inner and outer surface. Okay, so already I told you that is your inner surface is there, that will be our outer surface is there. Inside surface temperature we are just consider T1, outside temperature will be considered T2. But now what will be here? Point halfway, it means between that halfway, half of the cylinder will be considered. Halfway temperature inner and outer will be find out. So how it will be considered? So we are just consider okay, that will be our element is there halfway. We are just consider okay, that will be our element is there. Okay, we are just consider in a circular shape, that will be our element is there, whose radius we are just consider r is there. Okay, that r1 inside radius, r2 outside radius, halfway radius we are just consider, assume that the r is there. Okay, similarly we are just consider that okay, halfway temperature is T is there. Okay, so halfway temperature T, radius R. Now what will be our target? Temperature at the point halfway between the inner and outer will be find out. It means that T will be determined. So second condition is what? T will be determined temperature at the halfway. So first determine Q by L and second will be determined temperature, halfway temperature. Okay, so that will be your given data. That will be your schematic diagram for the hollow cylinder. Now how to start the example? So first of all, rate of heat transfer will be determined. So already we derived the theory for the hollow cylinder in previous lecture. So first of all, we are just consider okay, rate of heat transfer by cylinder, hollow cylinder we can say that. So how it will be considered? Q is equal to, already we derived that equation, Q is equal to temperature difference will be considered T1 minus T2. T1 minus T2. Yes, initially we are just neglecting halfway. First of all, only concentrate on the Q by L. Okay, so Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by resistance will be considered for the cylinder resistance ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi K into L. Okay, that equation is already derived in hollow cylinder theory. Okay, from that equation we can find out the value of the Q by L. How we can find out Q by L? So already Q is there. Now we are just consider that L this side will be considered. So what will be our equation now? So we are just consider that will be equation Q by L is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi K. Okay, now we are just putting the value of the each and every value is given. So we just put here. Now which value is given first? Now our target is to determine the Q by L. So we can set that Q by L is equal to, what will be our T1? So T1 is already given, how much? 150 is given. Okay, what will be our T2? The T2 is given 30 degrees Celsius. Now first of all, from that temperature we can say that inside temperature is 150 is given, outside temperature is given 30 degrees Celsius. So we can say that heat is flow radially outward. It means heat is flow inside to outside. So we can say that heat is flow radially outward. So you can see here, I am just mention here, that is your Q. It will be transferred inside to outside radially. Okay. So now here what will be our T1? So T1 is equal to, we just consider 150 here, and T2 is equal to 30 degrees Celsius is there, so 30 is there. Then ln R2 by R1. What will be value of the R2? R2 is 0.06 and divided by what is our R1? So R1 is 0.05. Okay, divided by 2 pi, okay, into K. K it means thermal conductivity of that material will be considered, and that will be given 200. So multiply with the 200. Now each and every value is given, so you can directly find out value of the Q by L. Okay, so we can say that first upper side 150 minus 30, it will be 120 is there. Okay, then after 0.06 divided by 0.05 into ln answer, okay, divided by 2 pi and K. Okay, then 120, that will be your below side denominator is at 1.516 into 10 raised to minus 4. Okay, then after 120 divided by answer. So what will be our answer? So Q by L is equal to 82667.30. Okay, now what is our unit? Okay, so already I told you the unit of the rate of heat transfer is what? Joule per second or watt. So we are just consider unit is watt. Okay, per unit length is there, so unit of the length is what? Meter. So watt per meter. Now that will be our answer. We can also convert in the form of the kilowatt. Okay, so how it will be converted? Q by L is equal to 826.67 kilowatt per meter. What will be kilowatt? We are just considered that side, so that will be point is here, that into 10 raised to 3. So it will be 826.67 and 10 raised to 3 means kilo. So kilowatt per meter. That is our answer for the rate of heat transfer per unit length. Now how we can find out the temperature at the point halfway between inner and outer? It means how we can find out the value of the that T. So how to determine that T? So first of all, if we are consider कि halfway point will be considered, so halfway radius will be required. So how to determine halfway radius? So we can say that inside radius is given, outside radius is given, so we can take average of inside and outside, so we can find out the halfway radius. So how it will be considered? Radius R is equal to inside radius plus outside radius divided by 2. So we can determine that interface radius or halfway radius. So halfway radius will be R1 plus R2 divided by 2. So it will be 0.05 plus 0.06 divided by 2. So the halfway radius is 0.055 meter. R is equal to, first of all our target is what? To determine the halfway radius. Now finding out the halfway radius, now we are finding out the value of the T. So how we can find? So now we are just consider now that our cylinder is divided in now two parts. How? So first of all our rate of heat transfer take place that inside cylinder to the halfway, and then after heat transfer take place that halfway to the outside. Okay, so that will be divided in the two parts. First heat transfer take place that inside surface to the halfway, and then after halfway to the outside. Or we can say that our rate of heat transfer take place from first T1 to T. So T1 is greater than T. Then after heat transfer take place that T2 to T2. Okay, so that will be our heat transfer take place T1 to T. Then after T2 T2. Over. So now how many equation we have? Okay, we can find out the value of the T. Okay, so at that time we are normally considered as a normally composite wall will be considered, but we cannot here consider composite wall. We are just considered individual layer will be considered. So how individual layer will be considered? So you can see here first what will be our equation now. Okay, so already I told you, so we are just finding out the interface temperature. So how many equation we have? So we have two equation for that interface temperature. First of all, we are just consider rate of heat transfer. So we are just consider Q by L. Similar way per unit length will be considered because we are finding out per unit length is there. Okay, so Q by L is equal to, so what will be our equation? Okay, so first of all we are just consider temperature difference T1 to T2. Okay, but now we are consider concentrate on now halfway. So how it will be considered temperature difference T1 to T. So it will be, our equation is T1 minus T. Okay, you just compare with here T1 minus T2 instead of T1 minus T. Now what is our ln? So ln, here we are just consider R2 by R1 here. Okay, now our target is what? Heat is transfer T1 to T is there. Here T is there. So how will it be? So outside that halfway radius is R is there, and then after that inside radius is R1 is there. So ln is R by R1. Okay, divided by 2 pi k into L will be considered per unit length. We had all directly consider, so it will be considered 2 pi k. Okay, so first of all we are just consider that inside surface to the halfway surface. Okay, another way, okay, or same Q by L, another equation is there. First of all, Q by L, why we are considered Q by L same? Because our conduction is steady state conduction, and steady state conduction, it means Q by L is same for here, here as well as outside. So rate of heat transfer is constant throughout the surface. Okay, so now, or we are just consider for the second equation how it will be considered. First of all we are just considered inside to halfway. Now we are just consider halfway to the outside, halfway to the outside. So Q by L is it is. Now we are just consider halfway temperature is what? Temperature difference maximum minus normally minimum will be considered. So halfway temperature T minus outside temperature T2. ln, similar we just consider the radius. Okay, so halfway radius R is there and outside radius is R2 is there. Which one is higher? So R2 is higher. So R2 by R divided by 2 pi k. So we have a two equation. For that two, using that two equation, anyone we can use, and we are just finding out the value of the T. If you are consider that equation, we can find out T. If you have considered that equation, we can just find out the value of the T. Okay, because T1 is given, R is already find out. How to find out R? You can see here, take average. Okay, each and every value is given. We just find out what is Q by L. So already find out Q by L, but you cannot consider kilowatt. Here you just consider watt per meter. So that answer will be considered. So it will be 826.826.671.30 is equal to, we are just consider that equation. Okay, we are not consider that one. Okay, so it will be considered is equal to T1. How much is given? So T1 is 150 is there. So 150 minus T divided by ln. What will be the value of R? So R is 0.055 divided by, what is R1? So R1 is 0.05. 0.05 divided by 2 pi into K. K is how much? 200. Our material is same throughout the surface. Okay, so it will be 200. Okay, now from that equation we can just find out the value of the T. Okay, so now first of all we are just finding out the denominator. So first of all we are just consider 826.671.30 is equal to 150 minus T divided by 0.055 divided by 0.05 ln answer divided by 2 divided by 3.14 divided by 200. Okay, so that is our denominator, a 7.5889 into 10 raised to 5. Now we just take this side, it will be, so multiply with the 82667.1.3 is equal to, so that is our answer is 62.73. So we can say that will be considered. First of all, that is multiply. So our answer is what? 62.73 is equal to 150 minus T. Okay, now we are just consider T that side, that will be this side. So T is equal to 150 minus 62.73. So T is equal to 150 minus answer. So answer is 87.27 degree Celsius. Okay, so our target is what? To determine the point halfway between temperature at the point halfway between inner and outside. So we can say that our T temperature is how much? 87.27. Now how to check our answer is right or wrong? Okay, so what is our T1? You just check this condition. Our T1 is how much? 150 is there. Okay, T1 is 150 is there. Then after, what will be our answer of T? So T is 87.27. And what will be our answer of the T2? So T2 is already given 30. So you can see here, maximum is T1, then after T, and then after T2. So our answer is right. Okay, so over. Now we are going to discuss about another example. Okay, now example 2. Now in example 2, a thin wall tube of stainless steel, okay, with 20 mm inner diameter and 40 mm outer diameter. Okay, inside and outside diameter is given. So first of all, inside diameter, it means we can say that you already, you can see here already figure is drawn here. Okay, so you can see here first, that is your inside diameter is given D1. We just consider inside diameter how much? 20 mm inside diameter of the stainless steel is given. So we have just considered D1 is equal to 20 mm inside diameter. Okay, then after we can say that radius R1 is equal to 10 mm. We just convert 20 by 2. Okay, then R1 is equal to 0.01 meter. Okay, up to that over. Then after 40 mm outside diameter is covered. Okay, the 40 mm outside diameter, so that is D1 is over, that is your D2. D2 is given, outside diameter of the stainless steel is given, so that is your D2 is equal to how much? 40 mm. That is your D2 is equal to 40 mm. So we just require R2. So how it consider? Divided by 2. So R2 is equal to 40 by 2, 20 mm. So we can write in the form of the meter, 0.02 meter over R1 R2. Then after, with a 30 mm layer of asbestos insulation. Okay, so that is your stainless steel is given. You can see here, that is your stainless steel is there. That is your stainless steel. Inside and outside radius is given. Then after, another layer of the asbestos is there on the stainless steel. Okay, so we can say that composite wall is there, and both having a different thermal conductivity maybe is there. So we can say that that is your composite cylinder is there. Okay, composite cylinder will be considered. So asbestos is given, whose thickness is given, not radius is given. Radius means R3 is there, but here not radius or diameter is given. Here thickness of the asbestos is given, and how much thickness is given? 30 mm. So that T is equal to how much? 30 mm. We just considered that T means thickness. Here we are just considered thickness 30 mm. Okay, so how to determine R3? So R3 is equal to, up to that is your R2, up to that R2. Then after that will be T is there, thickness 30 mm is given. So we can say that R3 is equal to R2 plus thickness, R2 plus thickness. So R2 is how much? Yeah, mm will be considered because thickness is mm is there. So 20, R2 is 20 plus thickness is 30 mm, so is equal to 50 mm. So R3 is equal to 50 mm, convert into meter, 0.05 meter over. So how you can determine R1, R2 and R3. Okay, now insulation K is equal to 0.2 watt per meter degree Celsius. It means the thermal conductivity of the insulation is given. Okay, and insulation, it means what? That asbestos is your insulation is there. So its thermal conductivity is given. So we are just dividing in two parts. First, that stainless steel thermal conductivity is denoted by K, and asbestos thermal conductivity is denoted by the K. Ka means stainless steel and Kb means asbestos. Okay, so that is your asbestos thermal conductivity is given. You can see here 30 mm layer of asbestos, insulation K is equal to, okay, so Kb is equal to 0.2 watt per meter degree Celsius. Okay, up to that over. If the inside wall temperature of pipe is maintained at 600 degrees Celsius, it means that inside wall, that is your inside wall is there, surface is there, which maintain how much temperature? It means that T1, it means how much? 600 degrees Celsius. So maintain temperature, it will be T1 is equal to how much? 600 degree Celsius. Inside temperature is directly given. The outside insulation, so outside insulation is mentioned. Outside insulation, it means what? That is your asbestos insulation is there. That is your asbestos insulation is there. So that insulation outside temperature is given. Okay, so outside temperature, it means what? So already I mentioned that is your first stainless steel inside surface is there, whose temperature T1. Then after stainless steel outside, it will be T2, or we can say that T2 means what? Interface temperature between the stainless steel and asbestos. Okay, and then after outside of the asbestos, it means what? T3. So heat is transferred T1 to T2, T2 to T3. It's depend on the temperature. Okay, which one is higher? Inside is higher, yeah, outside is higher. Depend on the temperature. Okay, so T1 is equal to 600 degrees Celsius. Then after outside temperature is how much given? Okay, outside insulation at 1000 degrees Celsius. So T3 is equal to how much? 1000 degree Celsius. Now from that temperature, you can see that okay, outside temperature is 1000 is given and inside temperature is 600 is given. So which one is maximum? Outside is maximum. So heat is transfer outside to inside. Heat is transfer outside to inside. In previous example we discussed heat is transfer radially outward. It means previous example we discussed heat is transfer inside to outside. But in this example heat is transfer outside to inside. So we can say that heat flow radially inward, outside to inside, that is called radially inward. Okay, up to that over. That is your given data. Now what will be our target? Okay, calculate the heat loss per meter of length. Okay, so we just find out the Q by L. Heat loss per meter of length, it means Q by L will be determined. Only you can determine Q by L. So first of all, we have how many equation, then we can find out the Q by L. So first of all, we just write down how many equation we have. So we are just consider that will be a composite cylinder is there. So how many equation will be there? So we are just consider according to temperature difference it will be considered. Okay, so how many equation is there? So we have a 3 equation is there. So first of all, we are just consider okay, rate of heat transfer. Okay, so how many equation we just write down? Q by L is equal to, first individual will be considered. Individual, it means what? Heat is transferred T1 to T2. Okay, it means heat is transferred by the stainless steel will be considered T1 to T2. So first rate of heat transfer for that stainless steel will be considered. Then after we are just consider heat transfer take place by that stainless steel outside to the asbestos T2 to T3 will be considered. Another equation Q by L will be considered, and then after we are just considered composite. So composite means whole will be considered T1 to direct T3. Okay, so first we are just write down the further equation for the individual. First stainless steel, so T1 minus T2 divided by ln R2 by R1 2 pi Ka into L. Why we should consider Ka? Because two layer is there, both having a different thermal conductivity. So we are just consider Ka for the stainless steel and Kb for the asbestos. Over first equation, so heat is transferred T1 to T2 over. Now second individual layer asbestos will be considered heat is transferred T2 to T3. So how it will be considered? T2 minus T3 divided by ln maximum radius R3 outside and minimum R2 is there. So R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi. What will be our thermal conductivity for that? Kb is there. So it will be considered Kb into L. Okay. Now already I mentioned Q by L. So we are just consider that L will be take outside. Over. So first layer stainless steel is over. Then after asbestos is over, now composite will be considered. So what will be our composite equation? So we should consider composite Q by L is equal to, composite it means directly heat transfer take place T1 to T3 will be considered. Barabar છે? Okay, T1 to T3, but heat is transfer outside to inside. But according to we just derive the equation, we just go same direction, T1 to T3 will be considered. Okay, so it will be considered T1 minus T3. Okay, now how many resistance is there? Two resistance. One is a stainless steel resistance and second will be resistance for the asbestos. So just that is your stainless steel resistance and that will be your asbestos resistance. Both are in series, so summation of both will be considered. So first ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi Ka. Stainless steel resistance plus asbestos resistance ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi Kb. So now how many equation we have? First that equation Q by L is equal to that equation for the Q by L is equal to that equation and Q by L is equal to that equation. Okay, now we can use which one equation we are considered here. Okay, so first of all you can see here each and every data is given. Okay, so first of all Q by L is determined, first unknown is there. Then after here how many temperature T1 and T3 is given, T2 is not given. Okay, then Ka is also not given, thermal conductivity of stainless steel. So suppose I will use that equation. So how many unknown? Q by L is unknown, T2 is unknown, as well as K by A is unknown, R2, R1, and then remaining constant parameter is there. Okay, 3 unknown is there, we cannot use that equation. Now further another equation, that equation will be considered. Q by L unknown, T2 is not given, 1 unknown, T3 is given. Okay, then after 2 ln R3 by R2 2 pi Kb. Okay, each and every parameter given, but T2 and Q by L is unknown. Last equation will be considered now. Q by L is unknown, T1 T3 is there, ln R2 by R1 is there, 2 pi K is there, A is not given, ln R3 by R2 2 pi Kb is there. So now suppose ke thermal conductivity, if suppose in this example thermal conductivity will be determined, so we can find out, but here not mentioned that ke thermal conductivity will be find out. So at that time what, we cannot find out the value of the Q by L without thermal conductivity, and if you consider any relationship you cannot find out the value of the Ka. So at that time what happened, here just thermal conductivity of the stainless steel is not given, therefore neglecting the resistance offered by the stainless steel. Okay, so what will be our target? That is the stainless steel resistance is there, stainless steel thermal conductivity is not given, so we are neglecting that resistance. Why we are neglecting? Because thermal conductivity is not given. Okay, and we cannot find out thermal conductivity because we have that 3 equation is there. From that equation we cannot find out the thermal conductivity. Okay, so that thermal conductivity is unknown, so we are just neglecting the thermal resistance of that stainless steel. Now what will be now our equation? Now that equation is reduced now. So now our equation is what? Okay, our equation will be now Q by L is equal to T1 minus T3 divided by ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi Kb. Okay, now in this equation only Q by L is unknown, so from that equation we can just find out the value of the Q by L. So now what will be our T1? So T1 is how much? 600, you can see here 600 minus T3 is 1000 is there, so T3 is 1000 divided by ln R3 how much? R3 is 0.05 is there, and R2 is how much? R2 is 0.02. So from that equation divided by constant term 2 pi into Kb. Kb is how much? Kb for the asbestos 0.2. So now Q by L is equal to, that is your minus answer, minus 400 divided by ln 0.05 divided by 0.02 ln divided by 2 divided by 3.14 divided by 0.2. Okay, so 400 divided by 0.72953. So Q by L is equal to 400 divided by, sir, so our answer is minus, that is your minus sign is minus 4548.29 watt per meter. Okay, why our answer is minus? So at that time you just mentioned that negative sign indicate that heat is transferred radially inward. Okay, we can just write that the negative sign is indicated heat is transferred radially inward. Suppose that answer is positive, so we can say that heat is transferred radially outward. So you just mentioned that negative sign is indicated heat is transferred radially inward. Okay, so you can easy to understand our target is what, to determine or calculate the heat loss per unit meter of the land. Over example, so we discuss about the example 1 and example 2. You can easy to find out the value of the Q by L, as well as you can find out the temperature, any unknown temperature we can find out, any thermal conductivity will be find out. Thank you.